handoff is a lot easier between machines. With Android, typically if you want something from your phone to your computer, you're going to have to email it to yourself or plug it in via wire.
Apple hardware costs way more than it should. It's way overpriced. So you're paying for a lot of marketing and slick advertising.
Well, I am pro Apple, so I pretty much have every Apple device you can think of. I like it because of the ecosystem. Everything just works together. You know, if I get a message, it shows up on my phone, my iPad.
Android, it's a lot more finicky sometimes. You have to make sure that what you're doing matches the correct aspect ratio.
As a developer, having to buy a Mac just to develop for Apple doesn't seem worth my time.
Their consistency across UI is also a lot better. Android tends to have some different variations that will alter the UI and cause some confusion among people who don't really understand that it's still Android, even though it doesn't look anything like the other Android they just used.
They charge you every step of the way. They make it difficult. The coding is more difficult, and overall, it's not fun. If I'm not getting paid to build apps, I'm not building apps for Apple. Apple
will kind of pigeonhole you into certain layouts.
Yeah, cameras on iPhones are a lot nicer than Androids. Sometimes it's like taking a picture with a potato if you have an Android.
They're not necessarily the most tech-savvy users, right? Or a power user. Whereas Android, that ecosystem is a little bit more open, so it sometimes can require a bit of technological know-how.
Apple can be a bit more restrictive.
The one thing I really try to avoid is being that green bubble in messages. You know, like if you're an Android person and you're messaging with Apple people, I mean, we notice that, we see it, and we're judging you.
You can also use it as like a USB drive. You can put just files onto it that you want to transfer somewhere else, and you can upgrade your storage at any time because it uses SD cards.
Android tends to be more of a barrier breaker with the feature set as a whole, whereas Apple won't touch it unless it's perfect.
So Apple also has a higher density pixel ratio, I think, which makes it a lot better for graphic design.
From a development perspective, Android makes it a whole lot easier. You don't have to do anything special. You just write them a check for 25 bucks and you can start building apps for your devices. On the other hand, with Apple, last I checked, they charge you $100 for the developer account. They require you to own a Macintosh computer, which is another $2,000, and they seem to be setting up roadblocks at every step in the process.